What's up, everybody? My name is Parasite. Welcome back to the Jose Mourinho Challenge with Chelsea. Today we've got a Champions League semifinal, both legs against German giants Bayern Munich. We have played one game since last episode, took on Bristol City away from home in the Premier League, and our unbeaten run continues. We got a win, and we won the Premier League, but we actually won it before we even stepped on the pitch, because second place Manchester City played Manchester United before we kicked off, and they lost. So that loss won us the Premier League. So we went into this Bristol City match, really nothing to gain from. We already had the league tied up, but obviously we want to finish this league unbeaten. So we did get the win, 2-0 in the end over Bristol City. Mike From, Benjamin Sesko with the goals. Obviously, quite a bit of rotation. Still a strong squad out there, though. But it wasn't quite as convincing as 2-0 might make it look. Bristol City were fully in the match, and they deserved at least one goal. But obviously, I'm happy that we got the clean sheet. Taking a look at our opponent today, Bayern Munich. They have won the Premier League this season, like they have almost every single season of this save. Leipzig won it in 26-27. Other than that, it's been Bayern Munich every single year since 2012-2013. So they are head and shoulders above everyone else in Germany. Their top goal scorer this year was Johannes Maurer. He's a player that's probably better in midfield, a player I looked at when I was at Sporting as a midfielder, but he's been a striker for Bayern Munich, and apparently 11 finishing hasn't held him back. In 38 appearances, he's got 22 goals and 7 assists for Bayern. You might see the top goal scorer in the league is a familiar face. Oscar Gonzalez, we had him at Sporting. We sold him to Hertha Berlin, and this year he was the top goal scorer in the Bundesliga. Glad to see him doing well. In terms of average rating, the best player for Bayern was William Goebbels, 7.64, but he wasn't a full-time starter, 12 starts in the league. But 9 goals and 6 assists in those 12 starts is really good. So if he's a super sub, we got to pay attention to William Goebbels. Their actual top rating for a player that started every match was Johannes Maurer, followed by Tristan Claudel, who's probably their best player because he is absolutely tremendous. As a left-footed left winger, I mean, he's got size, he's 6'3", his physicals are absurd, his technicals are absurd, his mentals are pretty dang good as well. He is a tremendous winger. Bayern Munich are also the current holders of the Champions League, as last year they beat PSG in the final 2-1 to win their first Champions League title in this series, and actually their first appearance in the final in this series as well. So they are currently one of the best teams in the world. Today's not going to be easy. This first leg today is in Munich, but fortunately we have a full strength 11 for this match. Bruno Thiago obviously starts up top with Pino on the left wing. On the right wing, we're going with Kai Havertz. He's been in pretty good form recently, so I'm going to give him a chance to start this match. In the midfield, Zvonarek starts. He has been absolutely tremendous recently. One of, if not the best players in the team. And he's also a former Bayern player. Mariba starts next to him as the box-to-box midfielder. Camavinga in the holding role. Normal back line of Ruden, Badiashile, Cerezo, Reece James, and Harazo in net. On the bench, really our only injury to a player that would appear there is Lewis Nielsen. He would be a backup center back or right back. He's gotten a little bit of an injury, out 11 days to 3 weeks. So he's probably going to miss both legs. Jimmy Wong's going to come on the bench in his place. Ruggeri as a left back option. Frank Kessie, Mike From, who we know can make a big difference. He is a very good goal scorer this year with 12 goals from the midfield. But he's recently dropped off a little bit, which is why I'm going to Zvonarek. But if Zvonarek or even Kai Havertz or even Mariba aren't really playing well, Mike From can definitely come in and make a difference. We've also got Mason Mount, who we know loves a big game. Gabriel Vidovic, who's fallen off a little bit recently, but he's got 12 goals on the season. And then Benjamin Sesko, who can definitely make an impact with his size and scoring. This team usually rises to the occasion. It's usually when they're complacent that they don't quite meet expectations. But they shouldn't be complacent today, because Bayern are the current holders of the Champions League and one of the best teams in world football. But we did have a pretty good result in the last leg against Liverpool, getting that shock 5-1 win. We did lose away from home, but we already had that 4-goal advantage, and the complacency kicked in. So I'm hopeful for a good performance today, taking on Bayern.
Both teams come into this one in good form. How do you rate your chances ahead of kickoff?
It's going to be a very good match between two teams who deserve to be here. So any victory is going to be well earned.
The first goal is crucial, right?
Scoring early is nice, but it's not the be-all end-all. We know how to manage the course of a game. All I'm worried about is the result at the end.
As the leading scorers in the Champions League, are you looking forward to another positive match in front of goal?
There has to be balance, of course, and we work on everything in training. Goals make headlines, but they don't tell the full story. But we do know with the goal-scoring potential of this team, we are never out of a match. Almost 10 minutes in, we've got our first highlight. It's going to be a free kick, and it's going to be Yeremy Pino over the top of it. He does love a free kick goal. This one, though, not quite. Looks like their goalkeeper got a hand on it, and it went off the crossbar, but we still score? I think so. I don't think that's going to be ruled off. Bruno Thiago picks it up, and he puts a cross in the box, something you don't see him do that often. And Alex Mariba at the far post heads it in. So 10 minutes in, we've got a lead. That is a good start. Bruno Thiago does well to pick this up. And he's going to, a very good cross with his left foot. Alex Mariba basically unmarked at the back post. Good finish. 15 minutes in now, we've got a throw in. We haven't seen Bayern Munich do anything so far. Yeremy Pino on the ball. Have they had a shot yet? They have not. We have 4-2. Havertz through on goal. Been playing well. And he continues it with a right foot finish into the bottom corner. He has barely scored this season, but we get to a Champions League semifinal, and with his weak foot, he placed it into the bottom corner. And this is a tremendous start. 15 minutes in, we're 2-0 up away from home. Now we see Bayern on the ball for the first time. 20 minutes in now, they've got a throw in. Can they do something with their first attack that we've seen so far today? Do they have a shot yet? They have one. They finally are on the board, but they need goals now. So the ball gets cleared by Mark Rutten. They're going to pick it right back up, though. Lee on this right-hand side. Marquinhos going to look for a through ball to Wagnerman, but it doesn't come off. Now we're looking to attack. Bruno Thiago played over the top. He's not going to get there, except for a mistake by Upamecano, but that is a extremely tight angle. That would have been pretty spectacular. 30 minutes in now, another ball over the top for Bruno Thiago. This time Zvonarek plays it through. He's still got a lot to do here, and he goes down. That is a penalty. That is a nailed-on penalty. Geyer takes him down, and Bruno Thiago is going to take this. He's already got an assist to his name. Can he get a goal and put us 3-0 up before halftime? I definitely didn't expect this. I knew he rose to big occasions like this, but still, this is pretty impressive away from home against a team that literally just won the Champions League. Bruno Thiago, from the spot, he's a very good penalty taker, and he doesn't make the mistake there. Into the bottom left corner, he gets his 33rd goal of the season, and we go 3-0 up. And we're going to have another highlight. 36th minute now. We are still on the ball attacking Bayern goal. This has been all Chelsea so far today, both on the score sheet and in the stats. Rutten looking to see if he can put a ball in. He finds Yeremy Pino. Goes back to Rutten, but Lee intercepts. Can we win it back? Upamecano. Going to go back to their goalkeeper, and he makes a massive mistake. You don't want to see that in a Champions League semifinal. That is, I feel bad for that guy, but Bruno Thiago, I'll take it. He gets another goal. He's now on a hat trick, and we're 4-0 up. Fortunately for Bayern, no more highlights to end the first half. So a dominant first half for Chelsea. And we have a 4-0 lead. And they only have 4 shots yet. First half of the second half is 62 minutes in. It's going to be a throw-in for Bayern Munich. Mauer's going to go back to Wagnerman. Going to look for a through ball to Gabels, who's come on as a sub. And he gets a shot on target. The first time we've seen Bayern shoot the ball so far. Now they have a corner. Like I've said many times, we're pretty good at corner defense. Lee to the near post. Bruno Thiago actually heads this one away. Upamecano's going to pick it up, but that's how the highlight ends. 70 minutes in now, we've got our first highlight of the second half. Perazo playing it off in the back, and we're going to look to kick it long, but we don't win it. They've got it on this left-hand side. Ferran Torres going to find Alphonso Davies. Into Bischoff. Into Ferran Torres one more time. Is he going to look for a ball back in? Mason Mount's there, and he intercepts. Havertz picks it up. Reece James, not a great, but we're going to pick it up. Or eventually, or we're not. Okay, that was interesting. Alphonso Davies back on the ball. I feel like this is going to be a Bayern goal. This just feels like a Bayern goal, except Kai Havertz wins it. Now Bruno Thiago. And a sending off. Well, not quite a Bayern goal. It's a Bayern red card. 85th minute. The game is nearly over. We haven't seen a highlight since they're sending off. We also haven't really done anything in the second half, but we've got a 4-0 lead. Complacency at all. Maybe this isn't a good result for us. Because we're going to be complacent in the home leg. We saw what happened last time against Liverpool. We lost. But I still think we're going to be okay with the 4-0 lead. They shouldn't be scoring a goal here. If anything, I think we'll be adding to our score sheet. Bischoff's going to find Lee. Maurer gets played through. We haven't really seen him shoot yet, but we're going to see an opportunity. And that's 11 finishing for sure. Almost over now. 3 minutes of added time. And we're going to throw in on this right-hand side. Vidovic on as a sub. Is going to find Jimmy Wong also on as a sub. Mason Mount to Camavinga. Alex Mariba. Benoit Badiashile looking for a ball through to Thiago. He's on a hat trick, but he's going to play it out to Jimmy Wong. Can he find a ball into Bruno Thiago? Cerezo now in an awkward position. Camavinga, Mariba, playing it very nice against their 10 men. Camavinga. Is that Vidovic? Oh, was that Cerezo who put the ball on? No, it was Jimmy Wong. Vidovic hits the crossbar, but I think that's how the game's going to end. It's going to be a 4-0 victory in Munich in a Champions League semifinal against last year's winners. Very, very well done today. That was an excellent win. You all were tremendous in every single phase out there. You kept your concentration through all 90 minutes. You made good decisions. And when you got a chance, you took it. That is what it takes against these top teams in Champions League semifinals. Bayern Munich are no slouches. They're the current holders of the Champions League. That just shows how impressive your performance was out there. But it also means they can come back. If we can score 4, so can they. So we can't go out there and take next week off. We got to bring the same level of commitment and concentration next time. But I want you to take today and enjoy that win. Wins like that in Champions League semifinals don't come around very often, so enjoy it. But tomorrow, we're back at work. And Bruno Thiago gets man of the match with his 2 goals and an assist in there as well. I wish he could have got his hat trick, but he was pretty dang good today, as was the rest of the team. No one really had a poor performance. So in the first legs of both the Champions League quarterfinal and semifinal, we leave with 4 goal advantages. I definitely didn't expect that in either game. Liverpool and Bayern Munich are 2 of the best teams in the world, but we were absolutely tremendous. For the next leg, we've got Bournemouth at home in the Premier League, looking to keep the invincible run going, even if we have already locked up the title. And then we're at home taking on Bayern. We should be able to get through this pretty comfortably, but if we can score 4, so can they. So we can't go out there and put out a B squad and still expect to get through. Hey Arsenal, are you sweating? Back-to-back 4-0 wins. We beat Bournemouth 4-0 at home in the Premier League, and the invincible season is still on. And Kai Havertz got a hat trick. He must have heard me talking about potentially replacing him, because in the last 2 matches, he scored more goals than the rest of the season combined. Hat trick against Bournemouth, 1 against Bayern. Before that, he had 3 goals on the season in all competitions. And so he's going to be starting this second leg against Bayern Munich. We don't need goals today, but I don't want to take the risk of dropping Havertz and having him lose his current form. So I'm going to play him until he stops playing well. We are going to have a pretty strong squad, even though it's not fully full strength. Benjamin Sesko is going to start up top. On the left wing, we've got Yeremy Pino keeping his spot. Mason Mount and Mike Fromm is going to be the midfield pairing. Camavinga staying in the holding role. Still a pretty strong defense. Rudin at left back. Badiashile stays in there. Mancini comes in at center back. Reece James stays at right back. And obviously Horazzo stays in net. On the bench, we got Jimmy Wong, Callum Doyle, Isaac Beatty, Guilherme Santos, Lavros Vonarek, Raheem Sterling, which might be one of his last appearances for the club, and then Bruno Thiago in case we need goals. So can we take Chelsea to their first Champions League final of the series, and my second as a manager? It's looking likely. We might be going through an entire first half without a single highlight, and yeah, that's going to be the case. That's obviously not what Bayern Munich need. I'll take it. We've even been the better team. I wish we could have seen some of these shots, but Bayern need highlights. They need them to be for them. So far, that hasn't been the case, and they don't even have a shot on target. Finally, we have our first highlight of the game, only about 3 minutes into the second half. It's going to start with a throw-in for Bayern. Alphonso Davies is going to go back to the center back, Morikini. He's going to go back to Deo Upamecano. At the right-hand side, Joshua Wagnerman back to the goalkeeper. Had that massive mistake in the first leg. Goes to clear it long. Camavinga is going to win this. Mason Mount brings it down. Sesko, Yeremy Pino, through on goal. Can he get the finish? No, he puts it over the bar. But we're going to see the corresponding goal kick. Bayern looking to play it out from the back. Goretzka dropping deep to pick it up. Is going to go back to Upamecano. He's looking for a long ball. And a mistake by, I think that's Mancini. And Maurer is through on goal. 11 finishing, though. And so he hits it right into the arms of Giovanni Horazzo. Almost 68 minutes now. We've got another highlight. It's going to be us starting to build from the back. Badiashile is going to go out to Mark Rudin. Unfortunately, Kai Havertz hasn't had his 3rd consecutive good game on a 6.2. But, you know, we kind of got the complacency and all that. I'm not going to be too harsh on him. Hopefully, he can still get back into form in a match that matters a little bit more. Kai Havertz on the ball. He's going to find Reece James. Mancini playing it patiently from the back. We're still playing our higher tempo style, but we lowered the tempo just a little bit. Mark Rudin looking for a ball over the top to Yeremy Pino. He's not going to get there first. Wagnerman, not a good clearance, though. Kai Havertz, if he scores that, I mean, it was on target at least. Well, I don't think Bayern are going to do it. They've got 4 minutes and at a time to score 4 goals. It's unlikely. They still only have 1 shot on target. They are going to have this highlight, though, looking to build from the back. Goalkeeper's going to go out to Morikini. Into Monteros, back to Morikini. They need to be a little bit higher tempo than they currently are. They need 4 goals, and it doesn't look like they know that as they play between their center backs. There goes Morikini looking for a long ball. We do win it, but it falls to their midfielder, and he goes back to the center back. Time is quickly running out, Bayern. Wagnerman into Goretzka. Back to Wagnerman. Out wide to Ferran Torres. What's he going to do? He's going to just waste time, apparently. Wagnerman. They are showing no urgency. They are 3 minutes and at a time away from being knocked out of the Champions League. You'd act like they were winning 5-0. Maurer, dropping deep to pick up the ball. It's going to go back to Goretzka. Looking for a ball over top to Ferran Torres. This is the best chance of the game for Bayern Munich, and they put it away. They've got 1, but they need 3 more. It's unlikely. And they aren't getting those 3 goals. 2 minutes away, and we are going to make it to a Champions League final as the manager of Chelsea in our 2nd full season at the club, our 1st full season back in the Champions League. And just like the last round of the Champions League against Liverpool, the second leg ends 1-0 to the opposition. We lose in a match that we were still the better team, but it's still not enough.
Well done on reaching the Champions League final. How does it feel?
It feels great. These players, this organization, and our fans all deserve this success. But obviously, we don't just want to get there. Our goal is to win this thing. So there's going to be a lot of hard work coming up.
The fans were seemingly amazed that Reece James wasn't substituted today. What did you see in his performance that perhaps they didn't?
I don't think Reece did really anything wrong today. And he's one of the best leaders we had on the pitch. So I never really considered taking him off.
Obviously you don't like seeing your side concede goals, but surely you will admit that Ferran Torres scoring a low drive was sensational. What did you make of it?
I think if you asked Ferran, he would have preferred to have won the tie, then scored a great, meaningless consolation goal. We have made it to the Champions League final. And once again, it's going to be an all-English final, something that has happened quite a few times so far in this save. And we're going to be taking on Arsenal. They played Juventus in the other semifinal, and they similarly got a 4-1 win on aggregate. So we're going to be taking on the team that currently sits 4th in the Premier League, but they can still finish outside of the Champions League spots, and they can also still finish 2nd. So far, we have played Arsenal 5 times as Chelsea manager. The most recent one was a draw 0-0 away from home in the Premier League. The home tie was won by us 1-0. Previous season, we drew 2-2 in our home leg. The opening game of the Premier League season against Arsenal, away from home, we lost 3-1. And then we played them also in the EFL Cup quarterfinal and beat them 1-0. So at home, we've not lost to them yet. We've got 2 wins and a draw. Away from home, that 3-1 loss isn't great, but this is a much different team than the one that took on Arsenal to start last season. I think the draw definitely could have been harder. Juventus are currently top of Serie A, and they've won it the past 3 years. So they're obviously a really good team as well. Arsenal, not going to be easy though. We're going to have to play our A game, something we tend to do in big occasions. But that match is going to be in a few episodes' time, because next episode, we're going to find out if we're going to finish this season unbeaten. We're going to play all 3 games remaining in the Premier League. Start off away from home, taking on 14th place Leeds, and then a couple tough ones. Liverpool, who are 3rd, and Manchester United, who are 5th. Both, fortunately, are at home, but it's definitely not going to be easy. Obviously, we don't have technically anything to play for, as we've already got the League 1. So how are the players going to respond? So we're going to match the Arsenal Invincibles and have the best Premier League season of all time? Or are we going to fall at the last hurdle? You're going to have to watch to find out. If you made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell? The links to all my socials and my Twitch are in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.